Hello guys, it's Insubordination here with another episode of my Hunger Games commentary series. And in this game, I'm going to be playing Madman just because it is a solid kit. I guess most people call it an OP kit. I'm not really sure whether it's overpowered or not, but whatever it happens, it's a good kit. We can all agree on that. So I am playing Madman, just trying to get a lot of kills this game. I wasn't really planning on mining. And yeah, so I'm just going to try to hunt, get kills, find this swamp in the beginning as usual, hit a nice dirt vein, which is kind of annoying. But I do get my stone sword within a reasonable amount of time, and then tower back up to the surface, and now start hunting. So I'm following my compass to this guy here, Cabby Master, and I hit him, and then he just decides to run, which is not a good idea when you're fighting a madman, because the longer he runs, the more damage he's going to take when eventually we end up fighting. And he does turn around to fight me right here, which he is at an extreme disadvantage because I am Madman. We've been running for a minute or so, so he is probably pretty weak at this point, and I take him out right there. I only had to use about 2 soup, and I actually wouldn't even have died if I hadn't used either of those soup. So I find this desert temple, which is interesting because usually this far into the game, any desert temples would have been taken like really early on. So I was surprised, and I got pretty lucky with this. Complete full gold armor, iron sword, really not a bad desert temple, I have to say. So yeah, I get all this gold armor, I'm feeling pretty good. Now I don't really have to mine for iron at all, even if the time is getting long, I can still take out a full iron if I've got full gold, because full gold is almost as good as full iron, just less durability and slightly less armor. So I finish off that desert temple. I don't take the TNT because I don't really need it, and it's just gonna clutter up my inventory, so I don't take the TNT. And then I just continue on following my compass, and I'm gonna try to get as many kills as possible this game. There are 25 players left, and I have 1 kill, so you know, it's possible to get a bunch of kills. And then I see this team, and one of them is a monk, but that doesn't really matter because I have armor, so I have plenty of time. And I am a madman, as you can hear that little sound playing in the background there. I am a madman, so this team, really, I am not scared of them. I'm quick dropping. I think I threw a full soup in there, but I am quick dropping pretty well. I get 2 nice refills in, and then I take them both out one after another. So basically at the end of that fight, they were probably just taking so much damage from Madman that it was just getting really hard for them to soup. And if they were to try to refill, I probably would be able to combo them before they could successfully refill. So then I see this what's it called, kangaroo on a tree, and luckily enough, he seemed to be AFK or something, so he didn't get to run away for an hour, which is really annoying when kangaroos do that. That is one thing that is a little OP about kangaroo, is that they can run forever in a swamp. So after that, I just keep following my compass to Da Boss here, and he doesn't have any armor, so I'm not worried at all. And I just kind of hit him with my sword. It takes me, I think, 3 or 4 soups, but I do manage to take him out right there. So if you don't have armor, you know, it's not really a fair fight having full gold against these guys, but hey, I found a lucky desert temple and I'm gonna use it. So at this point I am leaving the swamp because I have enough shrooms, so I feel confident, and I see another team of 2 underground, which usually might phase me at least a little, but I am Madman, I have armor, so I'm completely confident going after this team, and hopefully I will actually get some iron out of this, because iron is better than gold, and at this point my gold armor, if you can see, is about half broken. That is one thing to keep in mind with gold armor and leather armor, is that they break relatively quickly. And then look at this, I dig straight down, but it ends up working out because I fall into their little pit, and with the help of my zombie friends here, I take them both out really easily. It was like 2 shots on each of them. So I guess those zombies had probably weakened them, and then I managed to take them out. But yeah, you can see that digging straight down may not be the best idea. I think I got down to like 2 or 3 hearts there, so if that had been a longer fall, my game could have been over right there, which would not have been a very good end to this game. But as it was, I survived, so I'm happy about that, and I grabbed some iron. I think I got about 15, 17 iron from this little exchange. So I got iron chestplate, iron leggings, and now even if my gold breaks, I still will have a good amount of armor, and I'm pretty confident now that I'll be able to take on any full irons, maybe even a full iron team with the Madman ability. So I just move on with my compass. I see this guy in a tower, but I just ignore him and keep on moving, trying to find somebody else with my compass, and luckily enough, very quickly I find explosive magma on my compass, and he is inside this little hill kind of thing over here. So I take my time getting to him, trying to let my madman do its work, and I see him in there. He doesn't seem to have anything. He actually threw his sword out and then just kind of stood there waiting for me to kill him. So, you know, what a good sport, just waiting for me to kill him. And he had some iron. He had a couple. I almost have full iron, 1 ingot away, which is kind of stinks, but hey, gold helmet actually gives as much protection as an iron helmet, so it doesn't really hurt me unless the helmet were to break. So at this point, I just continue moving on with my compass. I'm trying to get kills. I see this guy underground, and so I just dig straight down to him because, as I learned earlier in this game, that's fine. But look, I think that I got teleported into some sort of enemy trap, and you can see I'm looking around. I'm kind of confused, like what just happened. I think it turns out it was just some sort of glitch where it thought I was in the block, but I really wasn't. But I was freaking out for a second there. I thought I was getting Ender Mage suffocated. So yeah, luckily enough, it was not an Ender Mage. It was just some guy with no armor sitting there, and I managed to take him out quickly, but that gave me a nice scare in this game. So at this point I have 8 kills, there are 7 players left, and I'm assuming the feast is going to be announced relatively soon. We are 18.5 minutes into the game. So it is at this point that I'm pretty much expecting to fight mostly full irons from this point in, and this guy I find does indeed have full iron, but unfortunately for him, he does not have any soup, so he just dies relatively quickly. You know, if you've got full iron and no soup, you're probably going to get taken out relatively easily. All someone has to do really is have soup and know how to use it, and they're going to be able to kill you. So soup is very important in the Hunger Games. If you haven't figured that already, it is the most important thing to have in the Hunger Games. More important than a kit, more important than armor. It is just essential. So at this point the feast has been announced, but I was tracking Bessie for a second there, seeing he might be in that ravine. Maybe I could kill him before the feast, but I couldn't find him, and I decided to just go to the feast and wait there. I figure that if I can get a nice feast brawl going, then Madman will come in handy. So I think of tracking this guy on my compass, but I decided against it. I would rather him come to me. That way I might be able to get a brawl going, because if you get like 5 solo players at the feast when you're a Madman, you can really do well. So I'm just walking around at the feast. I decided to tag normal for no real reason, just because I'm bored. And I'm just walking at the feast. And then look at that, a mini feast spawns at negative 100, 100, or between that and 200. So that's actually really close to where the feast was. So I decide I've got 2 minutes left. I might as well hop over to this mini feast and see what we've got. So I find the mini feast pretty quickly right here. And I grab 5 diamonds, which is not bad, and a potion of poison. And I make myself a diamond sword, which actually gets smite 1, so I actually enchant my iron sword with another one and get sharpness. But unfortunately, I kind of get lost at the mini feast, so I don't actually get to the feast in time. And then I try to throw my poison potion, and that's a fail too, because I was sprinting, and if you throw a potion while you're sprinting, it'll come back and hit you. So that poison potion hits me straight in the face, and then I'm having to fight him with poison. So at this point, I just go back to the feast, but he comes to fight me again, so I just use soups and fight him off, and he didn't have any soup, so that actually ended up being a relatively easy fight. And at this point, the feast is mine. It is pretty much the best feast I have ever seen in the history of ever. There is 1 whole diamond chest plate, so, you know, I don't know, they should really nerf the feast. We're getting diamond chest plates nowadays. That is just a little too OP. So, yeah, amazing feast. I don't even blow it up because, you know, I figure, you know, it's not even gonna matter if somebody gets this. There's like a soup in the feast chests. I don't even. That was probably the worst feast I've ever been at. But yeah, so I just move on. There's like 4 players left, a couple campers left. I'm assuming might have to fight a tower or 2, but I have an ender pearl just in case. I have water buckets just in case. So I'm feeling pretty confident. And then I see this tower team at 2. I miss a couple times with my bow and decide just to hop on up here and tower completely unsafely because I have MLG and ender pearl, MLG water if I need to. And then he shoots me with a thingamajiggy, snowball, whatever those are called, and I MLG Ender Pearl down. I probably could have lived through that fall. I probably didn't need to use the Ender Pearl, but, you know, it's always better to be safe than sorry at this point. So now I decide to safe tower because I have enough blocks, and they're calling me a hacker in the chat. I don't really know. That guy's an MVP. He should know better, but yeah, so I just safe tower up to their level, and then I'm shooting with the bow again, trying to scare him off, and then I get one nice shot here, and boom, he stumbles off the edge of his tower, and then, yeah, I taunt his teammate, because, you know, I hate towers, and I like to taunt them when I get them, and then I take one more shot, and look at that, 2 for 2, I knock him off too, and I thought he was gonna die, which is why I taunted him before jumping down myself, but he didn't die, so he must have been a stomper or something like that. So then I just chase him with the compass, but at this point I still have my bow, so even if he were to re-tower up, I would still be able to knock him off easily, so I know I have him done. And then I take him out with 2 shots right there. And now we are on to the final camper, and he turns out to be pretty far away, I think, so it's a relatively long walk, which is always annoying. That always seems to happen. You get to your final couple campers, and then the first camper is in one corner of the map, and the other camper is completely the opposite corner of the map. But, I'll have to deal with it if it means getting a win. So I just continue on to Jax. Jax MIA. Yep, Jax 007. Just moving through the forest. No longer have an ender pearl, so I'm a little more worried about like a Kaya trap or something like that. I practiced some MLG water there just for fun. And I just move on, and there we go. My compass turns around, and I see him under here. And then digging down through this sand ends up being very annoying. It takes me forever. But I do manage to get down. I do another MLG water inside the hole just for fun. And then it's just safe digging, because even though digging straight down is fun in the beginning of the game, I'm not going to risk an entire game's worth of hard work and kills by doing that. So when I start getting down here, I start hearing skeletons, so I'm pretty sure he's having a little skeleton infestation problem, and I take him out with just 2 shots. The skeletons probably had weakened him. So that was a game with Madman. I actually got 14 kills, and I'll show you the stats page here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, and I will see you guys next time.